This is what you want to see floating. If it doesn't float, it's not ready to use. I like to use a combination of bread flour and good all-purpose flour. So today I'm going to do, and I'm supposed to do 1,000 grams This recipe calls for 800 grams of bread flour and 200 grams of whole wheat. I've tried it with whole wheat and I don't really like it. So I'm going to do, and that's a total of 1,000. I'm going to do, I've done it both ways. I've done it with just all-purpose, and I like that too. But today I'm going to do 750 grams of whole or all-purpose and 250 grams of bread flour. So here we go. Here's the all-purpose. To get it exact, because I'm anal. All right, so there's 750 of all-purpose flour. And now we're going to do 250 bread flour to make 1,000. Perfection. Okay, so now set that aside. Now we're going to do the water. Oh, I don't know why I put it on the other side of the room. I have to look almost every time. Water, we're going to be doing 700 grams of water, warm but not hot water. And you mix that with the starter, of which you're going to do 250 grams. So what I like to do is mix out the water first. Almost 4 cups, I recall. Warm. Okay, see, it's not quite 4 cups. This is a 4-cup measure. And now, since I don't want to risk measuring wrong, I take this off. Put this back on and measure out 250 grams of the sourdough starter. Okay, so there's 250. As you can see, it's a little over a cup. And that's how much I have left of my starter. I'll just put that back in the fridge. And next week or in a couple weeks when I want to do it again, I'll take it out and feed it the night before like I did last night. Let it get nice and active. And then put it back in the fridge. But before I did that today, I threw, I had a lot of the starter in my fridge. So I wanted to do something with it because I hate throwing it away and you don't want it to get too big. So I used it to make some sourdough pancakes. And there's all kinds of recipes online for those. They're delicious. And so then, yeah, I'll have a, good couple of cups probably next week, next time I go ahead and activate my starter. Next step is to add this starter to that warm water and stir it up. Put it in your flour mixture. So here goes. Oh shoot, well, I can't find my little tripod, so we'll just try it this way. All right, so you just pour it in there. See it float? Perfection. Perfect. Okay, so then you just mix it in. And pour it on in there. And I use a handy little scraper. This is an Ateco, I think. Yeah. It's great. And just start stirring it in there. Gotta get messy. Okay, you can see it's pretty dry, a little shaggy, and that's just how you want it to look right there. And right now, I'm going to let it do its first rest for 40 minutes. And after that time, I'm going to put in the 1/4 cup of warm water and kosher salt. And that measurement, which always shocks me, is 29 grams of kosher salt, which works out to be almost 3 tablespoons, and that seems like a lot to me. But I also figured out that 55 grams of water is about 1/4 cup, and well, it's almost exactly 1/4 cup, and 29 grams of kosher salt is 3 tablespoons. I like to put a little bit less salt, just a tiny bit less, maybe 2 1/4, 2 1/2. But it does need that salt. So now I'm going to cover it with saran wrap, let it sit for 40 minutes and activate that gluten that's in there. And then we'll add the salt. Okay, so this is resting covered for 40 minutes until I put the salt and water in. It'll probably start puffing up a little as the day goes on. And then I transferred my starter to a nice clean container, put it in there, tight lid, because it doesn't need to be aired in the fridge. And I also have another one that I had from, I just kind of divided it up so I'd have extra if I want to make pancakes or any other recipe with sourdough starter. So those are my 2 starters right there. Born March 2017. So basically for the rest of the day, every 40 minutes or so, for about 4 times, I'm going to come in here and turn or fold this dough, and I'll show you how that looks if I can. I don't know if I can do it with, I'll have to prop my camera on something, but I like to let it do longer than the 45 minutes to an hour, because I just like it to rise a little better, and it really does. This is a nice active starter. And then I'll show you how you put it in the Dutch ovens and bake them. In the water, I just washed my hands, and I'll just dump it on in there and start kneading. Just going to work in all the salt and the water into the dough. And then this will sit for another hour until I turn it again, and it'll look a little different.